So imagine you're at war and you're a base, and the enemy that you're going against has been studying you for a long time now, and he knows more about you than you would ever think in your whole life. How do you think he's gonna come and attack you? Is he gonna come through the main gate, or is he gonna wait for you to have a little weakness, a little breach that he and his whole team could get onto? This is exactly what's going on in the Christian life. People don't understand how critical this is.
Ephesians 6:12. For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms. Do you understand what this means in the scriptures? This means that we're not fighting against humans, no man. We are fighting against the realms of evil, the spirits, the devil and his forces. That's who we're fighting against, and he wants to bring you to hell. He hates you, but God in the other side, he wants to save you. He wants to save your whole family. Do you understand how critical this is? And your fight is day by day. It's not like each week you're gonna get, no, day by day the devil is tempting you to do things so you could go straight to hell. He wants to destroy you. He wants to make sure that you have that little breach in your life so he could come and get all his spirits so he can attack you. Do you understand how critical this is? I don't think you're understanding me right now.
We are in the last days, and the devil is working twice as hard so he could destroy you and he could send you right straight to hell. And he's just waiting for you to let your guard down for 1 second. If you let your guard down for 1 second, he will not hesitate to attack you with full force until he manages to destroy you. Paul says, fight the good fight of faith. What is the good fight of faith? Stand with God to withstand the attacks from the enemy. Alone, you're no match for the enemy, and this is exactly what you need God. Ephesians 10:13 says, no temptation has overtaken you except what is common to mankind, and God is faithful. He will not let you be tempted beyond what you can bear. But when you are tempted, he will also provide a way out so that you can endure it. This means for all temptations that you have been through, there has been an escape. How many times would it just taken for you to disconnect the computer, or just turn off the TV, or walk out the door, or just say no? God always provides an escape. James 4:7. Submit yourselves then to God, resist the devil and he will flee from you. Do you know what this means? If you resist the devil, he will flee from you. Ephesians 10:11. Put on the whole armor of God that you may be able to stand against the schemes of the devil. You gotta put on the belt of truth, the breastplate of righteousness, the shoes for your feet, having put on the readiness given by the gospel of peace. Put on the shield of faith, the helmet of salvation, the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God. If you have all these parts of the armor of God, you're fully prepared for the war. But if you're missing at least one part of this armor, you have a breach, you have a weakness that the enemy could get in through. You're probably saying, I can't do this. What's going on, God? You're probably going through a bad time. Why is this happening to me? Use the word of God. Use the sword that God gave you. Psalm 31:15. My times are in your hands. Deliver me from the hands of my enemies, from those who pursue me. God, I know you're there. Romans 8:28. And we know that in all things God works for good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose. Use the word, and you use the sword of the Spirit which God gave you, which is his word. We're not always called out for to be on defense. We're also called to be on offense, to attack as well, to be on the attack. If you haven't been praying lately, that is a big sign that the enemy has been attacking you. When you don't pray, you build a big breach, a big weakness. You have a big hole that the enemy could go right through and attack you. And then you say, why, Lord? You have to pray. 1 Thessalonians 5:17.
Pray without ceasing. You have to pray. If you pray, God will be with you. Pray without ceasing, and we won't be defeated. God bless you, brothers and sisters. Thank you for listening.